Hey everyone, it's Kelly. I'm back today with a new layout for the Altenew April 2019 blog hop for their stamps, dies, and paper pack release. And this is actually the second layout that I have created for this blog hop. So if you are watching this on my YouTube channel, I will link to the first video in the description box below. So for this layout today, I'm going to be using the Summer Garden paper pack, and I did a little bit of work off camera. I did fussy cut a couple of the floral images from a couple of those 6x6 papers, and I'm going to show you which papers those came from. This paper pack is absolutely gorgeous. It's so beautiful. The images and the florals and just everything are just so pretty. So one of the great things about these Altenew 6x6 paper packs that I have noticed is that you get 4 of each design, which is awesome. I am way less likely to hoard the papers if I have multiples that I can use. And in this instance, it really worked out great because I have this cut file on this white 12 by 12 piece of cardstock that I'm going to use as my background. And I wanted to back this cut file and I cut it rather large. But because I get 4 of each pattern in these 6x6 paper packs, I was actually able to use all 4 of the same pattern to back this cut file to make it look like I used one large sheet of pattern paper. So I thought that was awesome and I really love how it turns out. This is going to be the basis of my design. I'm going to use one of the floral clusters on the top left and the other one on the bottom right. I'm also going to use that camera die cut that you see on the top left of the layout, and that I believe is from the Altenew Our Family scrapbook collection. I really liked how the pink matched the pink in the florals, so it coordinates very well. So it takes me a minute to fuss with those 6x6 pattern papers, just trying to get them all lined up so that way the diagonal lines all meet together so it looks like one sheet of paper. But once I'm pretty happy with how they're going to line up, I'm going to go ahead and use some liquid adhesive around the edges of the heart and line up those papers and get those adhered down. I debated on, at the very beginning of the video, you saw me tuck a different pattern paper behind the cut file. I was trying to decide if I wanted to have a little bit more color in the background, but I ultimately decided just to go with this more muted striped pattern. I thought that the florals that I'm going to be adding to the top left and the bottom right would stand out a little bit more with this more muted pattern versus that really bright, colorful design that I was first kind of playing around with. Now to get those lines to match up, I did have to overlap that bottom left 6x6 pattern paper. So I'm just going to bring my scissors in and just cut out the part that is overhanging the edge. And then I'll bring in that last 6x6 pattern and get it adhered down. So I have the photo and the floral clusters arranged on the layout, and I'm going to start working on the title. And my title for this layout is going to be French Quarter. And I'm going to start out with these alphas from the Altenew Our Family scrapbook collection. I don't end up using these alphas, but I really do like the colors. It matches the paper pack that I'm using really well, but I wanted something that was going to be a little bit more stark and that was going to stand out a little bit more. So I ended up switching these alpha stickers a little later on in the video. But this photo was taken in the French Quarter when my husband and I were in New Orleans. I was there for a work trip, and the office that I work for was kind enough to offer for my husband to come along on this trip, and we had so much fun. Neither one of us had ever been to New Orleans, and it was just the best time. It's still something that I am so grateful for that we had the opportunity to do this, and it was one of the best vacations we've been on. We had just an amazing time. I am absolutely a fan of the cities where you can get there, you get to your hotel, and then you can pretty much walk wherever you want to go. We did take the trolley to a restaurant and to a different district while we were there, but for the most part, we were able to walk everywhere we wanted to go, and I absolutely love that. And I definitely think this is a city that you could go back to and never see the same thing twice. So we are really hoping that we can get back there sometime and just check out some things that we didn't get to see the first time we were there, but it was so much fun. So just a moment ago, I was showing you that I did add some stitching around that heart, and now I'm going to start adhering things down. So I have that floral cluster down on the top left along with that camera, and I did add some fun foam behind the camera. I'm going to go ahead and get the floral cluster adhered down on the bottom right with my photo, and I did back the photo with another pattern paper from this same paper pack. And I'm going to bring in a couple of those wood veneer leaves, and those are from the Altenew Our Family scrapbook collection as well. And I just really liked that added dimension and just that another little bit of visual interest that those bring to the layout. All right, so now I'm going to move on to the title, and it's still going to be French Quarter, but I'm going to use these black alphas from the Altenew Reflection Scrapbook Collection, and I believe that was the first scrapbook collection that Altenew released. I could be wrong on that, but I know it was the very first scrapbook collection that I purchased from Altenew, and I absolutely love those alphas. The font is so unique and unlike anything I have in my stash, and I just think that they are absolutely gorgeous. And I really like that they stand out so much on this layout. I like the contrast of the black with the bright floral images that I have. I just think that it just really adds a little something special and extra to the layout. So this layout is pretty much finished. I don't really add a whole lot more to it. I am going to add some enamel dots. I didn't really feel like it needed a whole lot of embellishing. The floral images from that 6x6 paper pack are just so gorgeous. I didn't want to distract from those, so I did really keep the embellishing pretty minimal. And I should have said something earlier, but I do apologize for the lighting in this video. I don't know what was happening with my camera, but when I was editing it, I was noticing it would get really bright and then it would get really dark. And I did try to catch it in my editing software, but it was just happening so often that it was hard for me to catch all of it. So I apologize if that's been distracting as the video's been playing, but the layout is finished now at this point. So I'm just going to bring it up to the camera so you can see it in a little bit more detail. And I will bring up some still shots at the end. If you are watching this video on my YouTube channel, I do want to encourage you to head to my blog. I will put a link in the description box below. So that way you can hop along with the blog hop. Altenew is offering a couple giveaways with this blog hop, so you will want to make sure that you head to my blog so that way you can check out how you can enter those giveaways. I do want to thank you all so much for watching, and I will be back again soon with a new layout and process video.